export subsidies. What are export subsidies is when a country's government gives money to home producers to produce a product and export it. The reason for export subsidies is because the government doesn't want certain industries to die. For example, if there's war and the country needs wheat or food, the government's job is to make sure these industries are there during bad times, so that's why they do whatever it takes to keep these industries going. It's subsidy is basically opposite of tariffs. In tariffs, it's either consumers or producers gives money to a government. In case of subsidies, it's the government, home country's government, which provides financial assistance to home producers. So let's see how it's gonna affect the small home country itself and the world. So just want to make sure first we're gonna do the case when small countries government introduces export subsidies, and then after that we're gonna do big country. So basically, as usual, I'm gonna draw home countries equilibrium. I call it A. Supply, demand. This is price, quantity. This is home. This is world market. So at point A, this is where quantity supplied equal to quantity demanded. This is home price, PH. There are going to be no trade happening between home country and world. So this point would be on 0. And let's say world price is above home country's home price, PW. It means world prices are higher than home price. So what happens is, this is home country's equilibrium. Anything provided above this price, this is demand, this is supply, this is the extra quantity of goods produced within the country. This would be exported to foreign at price PW, which is higher than home price. So this quantity is this foreign export. I call this X1. This is the same distance as this distance. And let's join this. This is home export, and this is foreign import. I put a little star, represents foreign. The reason foreign import is a horizontal line, not upward or downward sloping, is because this is a small home country. So if the small home country buys or sells to foreign, it doesn't cause a change in the price of foreign. That's why this import is a horizontal straight line. So now, when home country's government introduces export subsidies, what happens? First, export subsidy raises home prices. Let's draw this line. This is export subsidy. Price PW increases to PW plus subsidy S. I call this point, which is the no subsidy trade equilibrium point B. And at subsidy, home consumer demand decreases. Demand was originally here, now it's here. Quantity decreases, and home production increases. You see, originally it was here, now it's here. It causes their exports to foreign to increase too. So we see a movement from point B to new point called point C, along with EX curve. So number one, due to increase in price due to subsidy, due to increase in world price due to subsidy, home production and of course exports increases. So that would be a movement along home export curve from point B to point C. What happens second is export subsidy reduces exporting cost. How? EX is the marginal cost of producing and exporting every unit of goods that's been exported. So when the government gives money, gives S dollar to home producers, their marginal cost of production decreases. It's cheaper for them to produce goods, so that would be a downward shift of EX and point C would move down towards new point, we call it C prime. So first we observe the movement from point B to point C, and then since home producers are getting money from their government, marginal cost of production decreases, and it would be a downward shift from EX to EX minus S, from point C to point C prime. Now let's see who benefits or who doesn't benefit from export subsidies. Not this area, I did a mistake. This area is A, this area is B, this is C, this is D. So A, B, C, D. I bring it closer so you can have a look. And also this area is sum of B and D. So what happens now is, originally consumer surplus was the area under demand from here. Originally it was from here up to PW, right? This, when price was PW, includes area A and B. When price increases, this triangle is no more this size, it becomes smaller, so there's a loss of area of A and B. Consumer surplus minus A plus B decreases by A and B. Producer surplus, the area above supply curve, originally at PW it was starting from here to up to PW, but when PW plus S goes up, when PW increases to PW plus S, this area becomes bigger. A, B, C is included now. Producer surplus plus A, B, C. Home government gives, this is the this height is subsidy. Subsidy times exports. So this is the new exports quantity after subsidy. I'm gonna call it this whole line. This is X2. So government's subsidy is X2, which is the amount of subsidy times subsidy itself. So export subsidy cost government this whole big triangle. You see it includes B, C, D. So it's going to be minus B, C, D. If you cancel the positive and negative signs, the net would be A cancels A, B cancels B, this negative and positive sign, C cancels C. You're left with a deadweight loss for home country of B plus D. This is what actually home country loses as a result of export subsidy. Now, two triangles, triangle, I'm gonna color it so you can see it properly, triangle B and triangles D have special meanings. Triangle D equals the increase in marginal costs for the extra output produced due to subsidy. This is production inefficiency, loss in the economy. And area B is this is the drop in consumer surplus, because when the price increase, consumer is not able to afford this pricing, this new price anymore, so consumer decreases its demand. So this is the consumer loss for the economy. And this area is the sum of both. This black triangle is sum of both B and D. The only winner of subsidies are home producers. Therefore, the only reason why the government may want to use export subsidy is to increase home producers' welfare at the expense of consumers and the government itself.